Hey, what's going on out there on YouTube? It's Greg from Greg's Motors and More, and we're back on my Grand Marquis today. I got a really nice used alternator. Look how brand new that thing is. It wasn't on the car very long before it went to the junkyard. Literally no rust on it. Looks brand new. Hopefully it's the right one. So I thought I'd walk you guys through how to change this real quick. You're gonna have this plastic shielding up here. There's a 1/4 inch. You just take a 1/4 inch, I already broke it loose, extension, stick it down in there, back that right off. Spin that right out. It's getting tighter the further out it comes. That's weird. Must have some rust on the underside of it. So anyway, we're going to remove this upper engine cover here so we can get in here and look. Yeah, I got down there and we were talking about it, and he's like, well, which one do you need? I'm like, is this one of those goofy Ford things where they got like 5 options? And he's like, yes it is. And I'm like, oh great. I'm like, how many of them do you have? He's like, 1. I'm like, well, give me that one. And if that one isn't it, I'll bring it back and go find the right one somewhere else. So let's see if we get lucky today or not. Man, this thing is really come right loose, but it's fighting me getting it out. Okay, I think there it finally gave it up. All right, and you know, this is one thing I love about these cars, is the fact that you can just set your whole toolkit up here under the hood and you got room to work around. I don't see that on any of these new foreign jobbers anymore. So there's our alternator. Our new one is a 3-plug with a power wire, and our used one is a 3-plug with a power wire. So hey, we're right there. Look at that. Looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4 10mm bolts we got to take loose, and then there's 2 down here that we loosen up for the saddle on the alternator. We're going to take our tensioner down there loose. I'll show you that in a minute, but the first thing we need to do for safety is unhook our battery, which on this car just happens to be 2. There, you can use an 8mm or 5/16. It don't care. Unhook your positive and just kind of shove him down there. All right. Next thing we can do is remove these connectors here. For some reason, these power boots always give me a fit. I don't know why. There we go. That looks like it's a 10. And it is a 10. All right. Wow, that alternator's hot. I just had to jump this thing and move it back over here. We had people over on the 4th of July, so I moved this out of the way in case we lit the bonfire off, but it poured rain, so we didn't get to do that. I moved it for no good reason. All right, that's unhooked. Put our nut back on there so we don't lose it. Then we'll see if we can't unhook this. I need to get something, screwdriver or something for that. We'll go get something. All right, I just grabbed the closest thing at hand. It's probably overkill for this. There's that connector, and you got a little tab back here. Just stick something in there. There we go. Pop it right out just like that. Now we're going to come in here, 1, 2, 3, 4 10mm bolts. That down there. There's your tensioner. A 3/8 drive ratchet will fit right in there, and you can take that off. These are your saddle bolts right here. Take them, and the whole alternator will just go right up. I'm going to show you guys how to do this tensioner real quick. Stick that in there, and it should come backwards that way, and loosen your belt. See how it's loosening it? I'm going to set you guys down because I need 2 hands here to take it off the alternator sheave here. Alright, got it off the alternator sheave. So there we go, it fell off the power steering pump too. If you lose track of your pulleys, you get a nice little diagram right here on this plastic shroud right next to your hood latch. Alright, I should have you guys in here somewhat with me now. Had to get my ratchet back out of the tensioner though. There we go. Now the trickier problem, finding a 10mm socket. Got one. Alright. So I'm going to start by taking off the top bracket here. Hopefully they come loose all right. There's one loose. Two loose. Three loose. Oh my. Okay, there we go. Four loose. I'm going to come down here and break loose my two saddle bolts. Now would be a good time, if you have this belt off, to check all your pulleys, give them a spin, listen for bearings, check your belt tensioner. I'm not going to do any of that because the guy before me replaced all of that and I actually have the receipts for it. But on your car, you should probably do that. Now would be a good time to find that before strapping a new alternator on and ruining the belt. Here comes a train, so you're going to get to hear some train noise in the background. Apologize for that one. Not much I can do about it though. 1, 2. Bolts out, 2 more to go. Slide over, alternator picks up, comes right out. All right, I got to remove the wire tag off of this like that. Ready. Now we can set this new one on our saddle mount bolts. Just looking down here in my intake, seeing if there's any signs of leakage or anything like that. Not seeing anything, so we can plop the new alternator down on our saddle mount bolts. Bring our bracket back over. Line it up. Start your bolts, but don't tighten them yet. Order and tighten my saddle mount bolts first, because that'll pull that back against the brackets. Should square up the alternator. There, start pulling it up. You don't want to go too tight on these because they're just going into aluminum. It's real easy to pull some threads, real easy to gall stuff. Take your time. You can do this. probably one of the easiest alternator changes you can do in the world. Ford actually put it right there, right in the center of everything. Nice and easy to get to. Not a bad job at all. Probably won't even take you an hour. Well, in all reality, in a dealership, it probably pays you 15 minutes. But if you're not Speedy Gonzalez, it should take you a bit longer than that. All right, taking down the top bolts. Go. All right, now I'm going to zoom you guys out because it's time to put the belt back on. Still don't know how much of that you're going to be able to see. Go ahead and put my ratchet in. Again. It's already going the right way. So I'm going to reach down here, pull my belt back over my power steering pump. There we go. And that should put everything back in line. Then I will pull it up with my hand and put tension on it. Shove my ratchet over until I can get it over the alternator pulley, like that. Bring the tension off, look around, make sure it looks like it's on everything. It does. You can take that off. Now we can hook our connector back up. All right, I'm gonna have to loosen that guy. I was looking at the side of this new alternator, it says Duralast on it, so it must have come from AutoZone. So, pretty cool. Got like pretty much a brand new alternator for, I had it online, it was 45 bucks, but I didn't bring my old one, so there was like a $10 core charge or something. I walked out of there under 60 bucks for this pretty much brand new Duralast alternator that O'Reilly's wanted like 200 and almost 200 and I don't know, 230, 260 bucks, something like that. It was a lot. All right, now we got to rehook up our battery. We'll see if this thing has enough charge to start. Probably not. I'm probably going to have to jump it. Because when we tested it a couple of days ago, the alternator was just barely putting out enough to keep it running. So I would imagine that's probably still the case. I'm going to leave my tools here because I think it'll be okay. And let's see what happens. No, no go. All right. Let me move you guys, get my truck over here, jump start this thing, and we'll see what we got. All right, got it hooked up, got it charging, should be. I'm gonna check and make sure, but anytime you hook up jumper cables on a car, positive is the red cable, black is the negative cable. So unless it's a tractor or something old where it's positive ground, but 95% of people have never worked on those and don't know nothing about them. So you always want to hook up your dead vehicle first, then the vehicle that's going to charge. I'm sure there's somebody that's going to debate me in the comments on that, and that's fine. I just want to see that the voltage is increasing in the battery to make sure that my cables are making a good connection, because when I hooked this up I didn't hear it pull down like I normally do when I tried wiggling the cables. Oh yeah, 12.8. We're going up. We're going up. So we're going to give that a little bit longer. And just remember, while you wait, make sure you hydrate. All right, let's hit the starter and see what it does. Fired right up. Gonna unhook it. stayed running. That's a good sign. Alright, we should be able to verify charging now. Bingo, 13.88 volts. We are charging like mad. Remember before it was charging at like 12.2. So, new alternator did the trick. Pretty cool. Good repair. Alright, so here's that invoice. You see right there, $58.99. 45 bucks for the alternator, $10 core charge. You gotta pay Illinois, you know, they're $4. But yeah, Robertson's Auto Parts, Mapleton, Illinois, did a real good job on that alternator for me. I got it for, heck, what, a quarter of what O'Reilly's wanted for one. So anyway, I think I'm gonna pick up my tools, put that cover back on, take this thing down the road for a spin, enjoy the fruits of my labor, and make sure that battery gets good and charged up for the next time I need this car. Alright, so we're going to take this thing down the highway. Got the air blowing in here because it's about 90 out, so hopefully you can hear me. First thing I'm noticing is the charge gauge is way up there. Before, it was down here lower. So that's already something that's gotten fixed. So we're going to take this big cushy beast down the road a little bit, and then we'll come back and we'll make sure that it restarts, you know, that our battery didn't take a dump too. So give it a good little ride here, get the battery charged up, just see how it runs, you know, test out our work after we're done. I know that's a big concept for some of these younger guys. They don't like to test out their work when they're done like people like me do, but to me, that's part of verifying the repair, is make sure the car actually does what it's supposed to do, and you know, the repair actually repaired something. So, but in modern times, I know that's a stretch for a lot of these modern mechanics. So anyway, when I get back home with this thing, we'll make sure she starts on her own. All right, so I've been sitting here for a few minutes. Car's starting to get hot in here, honestly. Let's see if it fires back up. Fires right back up. Good repair. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I pray that you have a great day. I pray that this video helps you. And Jesus loves you. God bless.